So hello everyone, welcome here to the first round of the 2015B ISCA Open Wheel Championship Series. It's the day we've been waiting for quite a long time, as it's Josh Mertz and Daniel Bellamy in the commentary box bringing you the call. And this is going to be an interesting race, as this is the first race for the reconnaissance laps.
Yeah, all these cars. Well, we had a slight problem with a couple of cars out here earlier. We had 10 entries here, but only 7 made it through qualifying. So I don't know if that's going to shake up the field a little bit or what.
As we're going to show you the grid, but there's defending champion Philip Kraus, and we've been hyping Josh Mertz to be fighting for the championship. But I don't think something's right with that MRT car, because he was really slow in qualifying.
Yeah, he's going to start in the back. He is 6 on the grid. That means he's got 5 other cars to try and do something here today.
As the field on their installation reconnaissance laps are going to pull up to the grid, so there's Mertz, there's Bellamy. Giuliano has exited the pit lane, as the pit lane's about to close, so he needs to get out of the pit lane relatively quickly. You see the 2 red lights there. He will get out of the pit lane before it closes. So we will get ready here as Mertz is on the grid. Bellamy making his way, Giuliano, Valley, and Kraus. I believe they are teammates, or they were teammates, but they have swept the front row here at Franciacorta.
Yeah, these 2 go way back here, and you see these 2 on the front row. Victor Valley, not used to see him up there on the front row, but you can just see him right now. Everybody's getting prepared here. The crew members are telling them to calm down before the start here. As it is looking at the radar, it's a cloudy day. It looks like it's going to clear up about 20 minutes.
As we're getting ready, Giuliano making his way around the track. We're worried about overheating. It looks like Devin Williams might be overheating in car number 92, I believe his number is. Still a little bit new with all the new car numbers. But Williams looks like he's overheating there.
Oh yeah, he is. I don't know. Mateo's... We're coming around the final corner now. He should be okay, but I don't know if their reliability is going to stick with him throughout the race because of this. Engine's cooking itself.
So here comes Giuliano, getting ready and lined up, as we are rolling for the formation lap, and it looks like Devin Williams didn't get going, and Rada does not have a front wing.
Yeah, and surprisingly, Bellamy has his rear wing. Hopefully there's no damage to that. But the track is a little high speed, but who knows, maybe Rada will come in the pit lane his first chance he gets.
So let's go through the grid. Defending champion Kraus on pole, then its teammate Valley in second. Row 2, Devin Williams and Matteo Giuliano. Row 3, Bellamy and Mertz. Very disappointed in that qualifying effort in car number 81. And on the back row of the grid will be Rada in car number 3. As everyone getting around the track here, warming up the tires, warming up the brakes. This should be a very good race.
Yeah, everybody's anxious. Looks like everybody's ready to go. I was talking to some of these guys before the reconnaissance lap, and you know, these guys were wondering why they were doing it, and these guys are ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to see this get going.
As looks like Kraus is pulling away, so he wants to get to the grid, but that's not a good thing for him, because he's going to be sitting on the grid for a decently long amount of time. There's Valley, Williams, Giuliano, Bellamy, Mertz, and Rada. So Kraus, your defending champion. If I have the stats right, he won every single race last season. So he wants to continue that streak. Valley in the second spot, and the rest of the grid forms up.
Waiting on the lights here.
Getting ready to go. Williams jumps. Hopefully our ticker's going to be right. It's lights out, and away we go, and off the line. It's going to be Kraus pulling away with the lead. Valley, Mertz has jumped up. What a start from car number 81 into turn 1. It's going to be Kraus, Valley. Mertz will get by Bellamy for third. Trying it, yes he does. Then it's Giuliano, Rada, and Williams. As remember, Rada does not have a front wing, so you can write him off already as the teammate's pulling away. And now Mertz, who has an issue with his car setup, trying to take the fight to the defending champion and his teammate.
Yeah, I was going to say something about coming to the formation lap around the last corner. I heard something about him complaining about the car. It's just not settled in the rear end. So, oh, fellow Kraus spun out.
Kraus is around, defending champion from the lead on the first lap of the race.
Rada's around too.
So 2 cars have spun. That should not be an issue, hopefully. As we're trying to get our countdown here set up for you guys. Sorry about that. It's going to be a little bit of work in progress. Mertz is all over the track in car number 81.
Yeah, it might be more than just a rear issue. I think something stepped out on him coming around the formation. Maybe he hit something on the track that no one saw.
As rounding to complete the first lap, it's now Valley leading from Mertz.
Williams in the pit lane to serve his penalty. It looks like it's going to be a drive-through, so he's going to be all the way in the back.
As I'm going to ask you, fellow commentator, do you have the accurate time that we are running?
Looks like my stopwatch is a little broke, so I'm kind of going blind here also.
So we're just going to set it, and hopefully it works. It's going to look really horribly unprofessional. Sorry about that, folks. We will get it set for round 2. I believe I mentioned earlier during the test races, it's going to be a work in progress. So hopefully what we have will give you a rough estimate. Halfway through the second lap, it's Valley, Mertz, Bellamy, Giuliano, Kraus, Rada, and Williams. It looks like Williams had a penalty. Rada's around again. So the day's not getting any better for car number 3. And it looks like Mertz complaining about the rear end even more, so potentially something's going to go wrong. He locks it up in car number 81. He looped it! Mertz is around in car number 81!
Oh no, and that's exactly what he didn't want. It looks like he's stuck in the grass and he's... Well,
he's
I don't know.
high-centered. I think this day's done for him. Something might be broken because of the grass.
Yeah, that's not going to be good for him in the championship. He was the guy we were talking about through testing. He was the guy that took in the fight to Philip Kraus, but looks like he's going to have to wait next week.
As Valley now pulling away comfortably. Bellamy second. Giuliano, Kraus, Williams. Mertz is mad. He's all over the track in car number 81. I don't think he likes being behind Devin Williams. And this, I don't think he cares at this point.
Yeah, you remember they had some beef at Imola, and yeah, you know, he's just looks like Rada's stuck in the kink over here on the last corner.
And Mertz off the track and into the wall, and that's race over. And it looks like both MRT cars are out, and this might, unbelievably, I think Mertz crashed the car out of frustration, and it's going to cause a safety car because of Rada.
Not thrown out yet, but he is smoking over there. Not hearing anything quite yet. Could be a safety car.
He's stuck. I don't think he's going anywhere. As we await the call for the safety car. Valley pulling away. Bellamy second. Giuliano and Kraus.
Oh yeah, and Rada's on fire. Rada's on fire over there.
So car number 3 on fire, and this might have to call a safety car. They got to get the marshals to put that out. Safety car deployed.
That's a good call right there. They needed to get that one out. He's stuck, and yeah, now his car just overheated, just got too hot on himself, but he wasn't moving.
As Rada climbed out as soon as that thing caught fire. But the car, MRT, not having a good day. They've got 2 hefty repair bills now, going into round number 2, which I believe is in Uruguay in 1 week.
Yeah, we're over at Circuit Playa Brava, that street circuit. Pretty much designed for these cars. They race in the FIA, and we're going to go there soon. But now we got the safety car. Looks like everybody might be a little relaxed now. Everybody got a little anxious on the start. And I was trying to see if cars were kind of mishandling. Looks like Mertz was mishandling. Matteo Giuliano was mishandling. Philip Kraus has a little bit of an issue on his car too. So it looks like the 2 leaders are going to be okay right now.
As we'll hopefully get a replay soon of that start. But Mertz, I think he was the only one that aced the start. Everyone else was slow off the line.
Yeah, well, you got to think Devin Williams, he had that jump and it just checked up that whole line over there. Because, you know, once you jump, you're just kind of have to roll off the line, to be honest, because of the launch control.
As rounding the course here, we have 5 cars left. And the MRT cars are in the garage. And I don't think that's the debut that Mertz wanted for his team.
No, it's not. Not here, and then he's going to have a lot of ground to make up on our defending champion here. Philip Kraus, you know, even though it's 5 cars, he's up in 4th, and now it's pretty much going to be coming down to strategy now.
As with NASA Rallycross, their demise, this is all Mertz has. He's got 5 Rallycross championships, but it's unknown if they're going to continue racing that. So this is not good for him, as he prefers to win, and when he doesn't win, he gets really mad. So 6th and 7th for the MRT cars. And we had 3 provisionals. It was a Bim Sharp, Jeff Johnson, and Doug Denice. I don't believe it was in that specific order. But we did have the 3 provisionals. So they will get points. I believe points is 10-1, if I'm not mistaken, for the first 10 spots.
Yeah, after 10 spots, everybody gets 1, so it's 10-1, and then any more shows it back up and starts racing, and they finish 11th or whatever. They all get 1 too. Provisionals are 3, and then 2, and then 1. You only get 3. We actually had Jeff Johnson. He was out here on the track practicing earlier, but he wasn't confident about racing here, so he decided to pack it up, and now he's on the way to Darlington to race stock cars.
As Denice and Sharp both were having separate issues getting through inspection, so they were unable to race. So we only had the 7, and now we're down to 5. As I have a lap count predictor, as ridiculous as that sounds. I believe, according to the time ratio, we might get 23 laps, I'd like to say. And according to our count, we are on lap number 6. But once again, timed races in the ISCA Open Wheel Championship Series. So all that banter about laps you can basically ignore. And I'm impressed with Valley's performance so far. Yes, it's safety car, but he was holding off Mertz.
Yeah, he was holding off Mertz. You know, we talked about Victor Valley kind of, you know, in the limelight, kind of being a shadow. But, you know, I think it's good for him to be out here in the lead, because the big problem is he's got these train of cars behind him. Even though it's only 4, they're all fast in their own way.
So let's see. Safety car is in this lap as we're getting ready. Valley around the final hairpin. Getting ready to go. Waiting for the green. Race control waiting to call it. Valley back in the field up. We're back green in Franciacorta. To the outside goes Bellamy. Into turn 1. Will he take the fight to the young American? American versus American into the first corner. He does not. Will Giuliano, the Italian, take the fight to him? No, he's not close enough. Williams tries to take the fight to Giuliano, and Kraus behind all 4 of them. Into turn 3. It's going to be Valley. Bellamy in second. Valley pulling away, but he goes off the track. So this is going to allow Bellamy to take the fight to him. On the inside is Bellamy on car number 52 through the chicane, and Kraus hits the sausage curb, and around he goes in car number 1.
Bellamy forced it in there for the lead. Well, I mean, that's not really a passing spot in that arena type section right there, or the snake section, whatever you like to call it. And they both come out unscathed. Philip Kraus got the worst end of the deal. He hit the anti-cut curb, the sausage curb right there, and it's going to cost him some more time.
Valley, I believe he might be rattled by Bellamy trying to take the spot, as he is very close. Bellamy is to Valley. Third spot is Giuliano. So this is getting great for the podium positions. To the inside goes Giuliano and Bellamy through the hairpin. Will he take the spot? Bellamy's got the inside. No, Giuliano clears him. So this is going to allow Valley to still pull away. Giuliano gets second. Williams fourth. And now Kraus from the onboard of car number 1. Look how far away he is.
Oh man, Philip Kraus he's basically got 10 seconds to make up just to the back car of Devin Williams. And I'm reporting that some of the Mad Mike's crew, they're having problems with tire wear on the left front. The front 2 corners are such high speed. These tires are getting ate up on the track.
Guys, remember, they are grooved all-weather tires, and look at the teammates. Williams, what a move. These are all-weather grooved tires, so they need water to keep from killing themselves. So, obviously, dry race plus grooved tires equals not good tire wear. But Valley and Bellamy not having issues.
Looks like they got their cars pretty settled in. You know, Valley supplies the setups for Kraus, since Kraus is on that branching team. Victor on V2 Engineering out there running a limited schedule, but he was able to make it to the first race. And Bellamy, nothing really to say. Bellamy is pretty much one with the car.
Look at this scrap between the teammates. They're racing like it's the end of the world, much like Wetz and Livingood in Rallycross a few seasons ago, as they were side by side for half of the lap.
And Devin Williams, even though he was in Mertz's way at Imola, you know, he comes to this race and, you know, he's got this confidence that we didn't really see out of him. I mean, he's not in anybody's way, really. But looks like it, yeah, you can see his car's having a little bit of a problem, too, as he pushed Mateo in the runoff in there.
As Kraus now, look at Philip Kraus. I haven't been paying attention to him. He's back up there fighting with these two.
Yeah, there's a reason he's got the number 1 on his car. He won all but 2 last season.
As it looks like Bellamy, we missed the pass. It seemed like Valley was slow, so maybe he went off the track. As he loses the lead to Daniel Bellamy.
Yeah, Bellamy came in this season. He's wanting to win.
Inside, Kraus, sorry to cut you off. On Williams, he is charging to take the lead once again. He's up to 3rd.
Now these top 2, their engineers are telling them where Philip is, because that's basically what everybody's here for now. They're not here for any other spot. They're here to try to make sure Kraus does not get another championship. And it looks like Kraus is on a mission to make sure no one does that.
As now, gaps have been widened from Bellamy to Valley to Kraus. Williams, Giuliano, the rest of the running order. And what? A dive bomb from Kraus! He is pushing really hard to try and get the lead. Or second, excuse me there.
There's nothing really to say. I mean, we pretty much compared him through the preseason as to this series, Lewis Hamilton. And, you know, he's got the car to do it. It looks like Valley just let him by.
As Victor Valley wasn't going to hold up Kraus. The teammates or the Alliance cars or whatever you want to say on board with Kraus here. Let's just ride and see how insane this lap is. Let's just listen to the electric engine.
Just the speed he carries through the inside section was just insane.
As we, earlier on in the weekend, we went on board with Mertz, and he was horribly slow in that section, and it looks like Kraus gave Bellamy a little bump into the outside! Can he complete the pass on Daniel Bellamy? Outside, through the hairpin, still side by side. It's gonna be Bellamy holding the spot for a moment.
Trying to look here, I think he's trying to hold a fight to him. Luckily the 15 minutes is almost up.
15 minutes is up. Williams and Giuliano, teammates in the pit lane, as our once again, our countdown is a few seconds off. Sorry about that. We will get it fixed, hopefully, for next week. It's there just to give you a rough estimate. The teammates are in the pit lane swapping cars. So this, if I hear it in my ear correctly, I'm being told Bellamy will pit this lap. So I think he's he's deliberately holding Kraus up. He's trying to just make sure Kraus doesn't pull away.
I don't think he's holding him up. I think Phillips just got a whole bunch of speed in that car. I don't know if the race officials are going to deem something from it or what, but he's been awfully fast.
To the pit lane goes Bellamy in car number 5. It looks like he ran it wide, so he's going to kill some orange cones. Hopefully you're not an orange cone purist and you try to conserve their lives because they're all dead. But anyway, Kraus now takes the lead. Bellamy swapping cars, Valley swapping cars. The Mad Mike's cars, or the Evolution Autosport, I believe. I'm not sure of the exact team name. I know they are teammates. But Williams and Giuliano out of the pit lane, so let's see if they can pit Bellamy. I don't think they will. Williams ahead of Giuliano. Bellamy out of the pit lane, so not even close.
Yeah, there was such a big gap going into the car swap there. Just Valley really had no chance.
Valley exiting the pit lane. Let's see if he can beat Williams out. Williams is going to have the momentum on the front straightaway. He does. Valley holds third.
Yeah, just enough runoff, and that was a big problem going into this race. There was a lot of they made contact in two. Contact in two. There's a big problem with the merge in pit lane, but looks like the only person left is Philip Kraus. He's going in now.
Oh, into the wall goes car number 1.
He went in there way high. I don't know if the brakes just had a faulty brake problem or what. Maybe that's why he was so fast going into that intersection.
So now, luckily, you get a car swap. It's not like a traditional open wheel series where they'd have to bolt a front wing on. If they had to bolt a front wing on, he would have lost this race probably. If there were traditional pit stops, but he's got to swap the car. So he's hopped into the new car number 1 with a new front wing. Out of the pit lane, you saw at the end of that shot there. Can Bellamy beat him? Here is the Delta. Bellamy, Kraus out of the pit lane. Bellamy gets him!
Kraus smoked this car. He's trying to hurry up and get out of there, but looks like it'll probably be no problem right there.
And look at the gap. That's the gap that I think Kraus would have had the lead. He would have definitely had the lead had he not crashed the car entering the pit lane. But look at the gap Bellamy has. He's on the fresher tires, or the warmer tires, I should say. So now it's up to Bellamy to hold Kraus off.
Yeah, he's on 1 lap older tires, so maybe that'll come into play. But you got to remember, Philip Kraus is a faster car, because it got a brand new engine unit in that car specifically designed for him. Victor Valley went out of his way to make sure he had the car to win, car to beat, and the car to win. Looks like they have it today.
As Bellamy followed by Kraus. Bellamy has not won, I don't believe. As you mentioned, it was Kraus who won every race except for 2. As that's a way to win a championship. But Bellamy trying to hold off Kraus, and he's successfully doing it so far.
Yeah, getting closer and closer. I think Philip Kraus is just biding his time here. Although the time is starting to run out a little bit. But there's enough to make a pass.
My counter is probably incorrect. According to my stopwatch, 10:45 is left. Once again, I repeated it several times. If you're just joining us, the countdown is effectively broken. We don't know what time is left in the race. All we know is there's 10:30 left on the stopwatch. we will get it fixed for next week in Uruguay. It's still a massive work in progress. It's really difficult to get a stopwatch working. It's harder than it should be. With 10:15 left on our broken stopwatch, Bellamy holds off Kraus. Kraus hits the curb, pushing really hard in car number 1. He's had numerous instances here. He hit the sausage curb, he crashed on pit entry, he spun, and he's trying to get the lead from Bellamy. Mertz crashed out on the second lap, and on the outside is Kraus! Can he get the spot on the outside? Through turns 1 and 2, he's still hanging on the outside. Shades of Dylan Smith in Rallycross. Can he get the spot? He's got the position. He got it. No, he didn't. Still side by side. Bellamy holds it.
Gotta obey the track limits here. Philip Kraus. Looks like the officials are going over his radio about the track limits. He's going just a little bit too. Well, he was getting pretty close. It was kind of pretty much a warning. Say, hey, cut down the track limits. Remember, 2 tires on the white line. 2 tires over it is all you get.
As Bellamy holding now the lead. What a... Wow! That was a battle in the first sector here in Franciacorta. As we go to the street circuit in Uruguay next week, ASN On Demand, you'll see it there. We're not done here in Franciacorta, though, but that should be a hell of a race. As the test race, Mertz was blitzing the field there. As now, it's Kraus trying to take the fight again. On the outside once again, he runs it wide again!
Squeeze each other.
As to the inside, he's going to try it. Bellamy did not know he was there. This is stellar stuff!
I don't know if it's not. He didn't know he was Kraus.
Kraus cuts the chicane. He's going to have to give up some time there, and he does.
I was going to say that he didn't know that. I don't even think it was that he knew he was there. He was just trying to squeeze him off of the track, or as close to the track limits as you can get. Looks like it was illegal, though, as I'm hearing they didn't really do anything.
Nothing has changed for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. This is the battle we're watching.
By the way, we didn't go over the fan boost recipients of this race, as has been quite controversial this race. Philip Kraus is, at the start, Philip Kraus radioed in that his fan boost was not working, and it looks like it was working now, and Matteo Giuliano got the other one. His had no problems with it. Word around the garages, they were talking about reversing the decision of using it, as it seemed like a good idea on paper, but looks like in practice it didn't really work out well. Williams to the inside.
His teammates battling now for 4th. It's not on the podium, but it sure doesn't matter between these two. Williams runs it wide. Giuliano tries to take the fight to him, as I don't want to stray away from this battle for the lead, as Valley hits the sausage curb caught at the corner of my eye. So that's going to make the battle for 30, even better contact between Bellamy and Kraus. Left rear, right front, trying to take the fight. This is a stellar race between the lead and 3rd spot. Kraus on the outside. Can he take the spot from Bellamy? He got it. What a move from Kraus. But Bellamy got the inside. I can't pick a battle, as both of these battles are insane. Side by side for the lead on lap 18, with about 6:30 left to play. Will Kraus take the fight still? He's on the outside. Will he get the position from Bellamy? He does, but Bellamy on the inside! They are scrapping for the lead over and over again!
I think he's got him now.
That's Kraus holding off. Will Bellamy try the inside in car number 5? Can he get it? I think it's over. It's over. Yeah. Sayonara, Philip Kraus.
Yeah, he, like we said, he might be running a lower downforce package than Bellamy. Bellamy found his package from Tsukuba, and he's stated earlier that that was the base package he was going with that package from Japan. That it worked out, as he figured out it worked at every track we run. But I think that battle is pretty much over.
As I need to catch my breath here if you want to keep talking. That was phenomenal, as both battles have diminished, and I don't think you might be able to tell it in my voice. This is good stuff. I
don't really know what to say right now. There's really nothing going on.
Kraus. That's all we can say. I mean, Philip Kraus is this series. He's the equivalent to Josh Mertz in Rallycross. I mean, we saw Mertz pull away with 2 victories in a row to end NASA's existence, and he fights like Kraus does here. This is phenomenal.
Gotta think, man, if only Mertz didn't get frustrated and crash his car, would he be up here because of that safety car period? That was one of the big questions, and it got answered. Well,
to be fair, Mertz doesn't really get mad often anymore, to the point where he crashes his car. But you think about it from his perspective. It's so hyped that he's going to take the fight to Philip Kraus. He's a second and a half off in qualifying. He was pushing that car to its ragged edge. He was still slower. He gets to second, spins the car, gets high-centered, and, I mean, you can't see the future. He doesn't know there's going to be a safety car. He gets high-centered. He gets behind Devin Williams. Devin Williams I think Devin Williams' existence makes him mad. And then he just feels like, hey, what am I driving here for if I'm going to finish 5th, 30 seconds behind the field?
I think another problem was he wanted to petition. He tried to petition to the officials about and to the board about running like a spec series on this. You know, everybody runs the same thing, and his reasoning for that the same setup would prove who was the best driver. But the board said if you want to be the best driver, you gotta learn how to do everything at a racetrack. That includes trying to set up your car. But it seemed like Bellamy was going to give him some help next week, too. That's what they were talking about.
As I believe Bellamy must have ran it wide, or Kraus is just that fast. As here the teammates battling for the podium spot, as I believe, if our count is anywhere close to right, we are ticking down here. I believe we might be a few minutes off, because I think we're coming to the white flag. At least for Kraus. But this battle for 3rd is heating up. This is the last spot on the podium. You know the Tifosi. We are in Italy. I haven't mentioned that. We mentioned it in Imola for the test race. They want to see someone on the podium, and this is getting great again for the 3rd spot. Kraus has crossed the line to begin the final lap, I do believe, waiting for Bellamy. And now, the battle for 3rd intensifies.
Fan boost with Giuliano got around Victor Valley, who threw that wicked dive bomb into the 3rd to last corner there.
As this is getting phenomenal. Contact between Williams and Valley. But I don't think that's going to help anything. Valley goes to the inside. He's holding 5th currently. Giuliano trying to stay on the podium for the Tifosi. We've got Italian fans here, and off the track is Williams in car number 92. But he's back on again.
Yeah, something's up with that 92. I think it's the tire wear problem. And yet, yes, I'm just hearing that the left front tire is gone. No grip in that left front.
Kraus pulling away as we await the cars to round here. We're trying to catch if the final lap is in hand. And I believe
it's not.
It's not. As Bellamy in 2nd here. 3rd, Giuliano. 4th, Valley. Valley, I believe, is on a charge to get this podium spot.
Hey, he really wants the podium. He's got looks like they figured out his car. Looks like they made a quick couple of changes, in his car. I don't know if they decided to lower the downforce on the front wing or what. Now his car's got a lot of speed, better than his first one.
We look at Kraus halfway around the track while we're looking at this battle for 3rd. That's crazy.
That's a racer's nightmare. You don't want to lose like that. That is really far. I mean, F1, you really don't have a choice because all the cars are super duper different. With all those engineering from like Mercedes and Renault. But here all the engines are the same, except the way you build them.
Through the final corner once again. According to our count, we have 30 seconds left. But we'll see here if Philip Kraus, I believe this is the white flag.
Well, looking back at this third place battle, will Valley throw a dive bomb here on Mateo?
As according to timing and scoring, the time is up. Our count says 10 seconds. The count's up because it says Bellamy has completed the race, but we are going to complete this lap for all the cars. This is the final lap here in Franciacorta. Kraus leads. Bellamy, Giuliano, Valley. The top two are settled unless something catastrophic happens. This is the battle for the final spot on the podium. The Tifosi is expecting Giuliano to be on the podium, but Valley's not going to allow that. You know that.
Yeah, you know he wants to get around him. He's only got a couple of corners to do it, as this is not a passing zone. Well, unless you're Philip Kraus, and everyone's a passing zone, even the pit lane, and even the drive back to the shop.
Through the final corner. He's going to make this championship look really easy for himself and really hard for everybody else. Kraus wins in Franciacorta.
Oh.
To the inside. No! Giuliano has spun! Around from third.
Can't believe that. I think the pressure got to him.
Bellamy will bring it home in the second spot. And Giuliano will... The Tifosi. I can already see the grandstands emptying. And they haven't even finished yet.
Man, you know, a home race is one of the hardest races to come out here and perform.
Saluting the crowd, Valley will be on the podium. Here's Giuliano coming home in fourth. And the grandstands have already emptied, as he does not finish on the podium today. And Devin Williams brings it home. I believe, actually, Giuliano might have gotten past. No, he parked the car. I thought he might have gotten past, as there are the teammates. As we will go through the results here from Franciacorta. It's Kraus, followed by Bellamy, then Valley on the podium. And Williams did get by Giuliano. So Giuliano spun from third and finishes fifth. Then it is Rada, Mertz, Sharp, Johnson, and Denice. As remember, the MRT cars, after 2 laps, they said, we're not going to finish anywhere close to where we expected. So Kraus, Bellamy, Valley, Williams, Giuliano, Rada, Mertz, Sharp, Johnson, Denice. These are the point standings as well, I believe, because it's the first round of the championship. So that was an interesting race.
Yeah, well, an American invasion happened, but yeah, it was definitely interesting. Because, first of all, the MRT cars just basically folded from the start. They didn't even try. They pretty much gave up. I think it's due because of the high expectations coming from that camp. And, you know, it just gets to them. But, yeah, you know, Philip Kraus, he shows why he was a champion last season. And now he's entering, you know, Uruguay. So we go from a track like this to where fast, and it's tight and fast, to a track that's pretty much tight and slow.
And if the test race is any indication, Mertz is going to be very competitive there instead of here. I think we're gonna we try not to overhype, but I think that's the track that Mertz is going to excel at, because I think in the rallycross days at least, he used to be terrible at tight tracks with walls surrounding him, but in open wheel cars, it's complete opposite. He is phenomenal at street circuits, and that's going to be really interesting to see in 1 week's time from Uruguay. As I hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the ISCA Open Wheel Championship Series from Franciacorta. Like I said, next week we will be in Uruguay to see if Mertz can take the fight to Kraus, or if Mertz will crash and Kraus will win once again. For Daniel Bellamy, I'm Josh Mertz. Congratulations to Philip Kraus, and we'll see you in 1 week from Uruguay. So long, everyone.